fancy seeing you here at Cars Galore in Toowoomba, your hometown. Thank you for having us. It's so nice to be able to come up here and catch up with you away from the racetrack and find out a little bit more about you and your day job or your side hustle. I'm not sure, are you a race car driver that sells cars in your spare time, or are you a car salesman that goes racing in your spare time, or does it depend who you ask?
Well, it depends who you ask. If you ask Dad, Triple Eight will book me in, or Red Bull Ampol for an appearance, and he'll go, don't they know you have a real job? And that's here apparently. And then obviously the racing is probably my real job, but yeah, when I'm not racing, this is where I am.
G'day, Will Brown here. When I'm not racing supercars, you'll probably find me right here at Cars Galore. This has been my family's business for over 25 years. We've got more than 250 quality used cars to choose from. So race in to Cars Galore Toowoomba.
So tell us about the family business. You work here with your dad, Shane. What does a normal day at the car yard look like for you?
Well, yeah, I guess it originally started with my granddad, so it's been running for 37 years. But, you know, Dad took over in 2007, and then I started here in 2015. So, yeah, general day, me and Dad do all the buying and some of the selling as well. But it's pricing cars, it's, you know, even helping out detailing still, getting roadworthies done, talking to customers. You know, there's just so much that goes into it. Being a family-run business, you just do a bit of everything. So, yeah, no, I've enjoyed it. I think it's helped with talking to the press and the media and all of that from a young age being here. But yeah, it's been pretty big to manage. You know, I've worked here for the whole time until I got my full-time seat, and then I was able to do that. It's been a bit tougher this year with Red Bull Ampol, obviously a lot more appearances and been running well in the championship. But yeah, I just enjoy getting back and working in town. I think it takes the pressure off me a bit, to be honest. I think if I left Gold Coast or say Bathurst and thinking about Gold Coast for 2 weeks going, oh, I wonder what'll happen, hopefully I don't get a DNF. I come here, it's so busy, I don't even think about it. So spend 2 weeks, and then the week of I make sure I prepare and make sure I'm, you know, as best prepared I can. But I think it just takes the pressure off a little bit from the racing.
So was this always a dream, I guess, growing up in a family business? Had you always thought, I'm going to follow in my grandfather and my dad's footsteps? Can you see yourself transitioning out of this just to be worried about full-time racing, or is this your long-term plan?
Yeah, I'm quite lucky. I wasn't very smart at school, so I either need to make racing work or this work. So yeah, this was originally the plan. I didn't think I'd be in the position I'm in, you know, to be racing for this team, and now I guess battling it out for a championship is pretty cool. But this is the plan. I guess Dad will work here for a few more, you know, hopefully a fair while more, and you know, I just come and help out. But that was always the plan: keep the car yard running. It's one of those businesses that is quite tough to build up. It's been here 37 years. To close it down and restart it if I wanted to in 10 years, not possible. So yeah, we'll try and just keep it rolling as it is, and after racing I'll come across and probably do this.
And what is it like working with Dad?
It has its challenges, but it's pretty good. That's the same with every family. Mum's really good. Mum's great, but Dad likes it the way he's done it. He's done it a lot of years, so you know, I've learnt off him, so I think we get along pretty well in that way. But it's nearly a bit of fun, you know, trading cars, working out what they're worth, selling a car. It's quite enjoyable, and you get to pick people and that sort of stuff. And yeah, I think it teaches you a lot with people and how they work. So it's been interesting. So
tell me, what's the last car that you sold here?
The last car, so I've got one going out this afternoon that's a V6 Amarok. Done 136,000, no, I'm joking. But no, I got one going this afternoon and traded a Nissan on it. So that's what we do pretty much. A gentleman came in and said, I want to buy the Amarok, will you trade my car? Went over and priced it, did a deal, and sorted out finance, and he's out this afternoon. So yeah, it all happens pretty quick, and you get used to it. We sell about 70 cars a month, so you get used to dealing with people, and you're buying 70 cars a month. So, you know, it's a lot of cars to turn over.
And have you been good for business in terms of race fans wanting to come in and meet their hero, Will Brown? Is that a thing?
It's becoming more often now, you know. I think this year, you know, moving across to Red Bull, and also where we're running in the championship, it's become more common, but it's quite good. People come in, have a look around and have a chat. I don't mind it.
And I know you're a Toowoomba boy through and through, so how important has it been for you to be able to stay home here, be part of the family business, but also have some proximity to the workshop at Triple Eight in Brisbane? Yeah,
it's been great. I've enjoyed this year. You know, I was the one that opted with Erebus back in the day to stay up here and not travel down, and I enjoyed that, but I think it's been a gain this year going down to the workshop. I'm generally down there 1 to 2 days a week, and just being involved with the crew a little bit more, but also just working with my engineer, Andrew Edwards, a lot. So that's been really good. And then, yeah, I generally try and do 3 or 4 days up here. But yeah, I've enjoyed having that it's an hour and a half drive to get to the workshop, so I can head down there if needed.
It's an hour and a half drive, but if you were going to fly a plane, how long does it take to get there?
Yeah, well, I'm quite lucky. So they do their debrief on a Friday Arvo, and the traffic's terrible coming back. So generally Friday I fly down, which is about 20 minutes, and then about a 20-minute Uber across. So it's pretty good not getting stuck in traffic on a Friday Arvo.
So this is where you keep all the cars, obviously, but you've got a hangar full of planes to show us as well. So should we go and check that out? And you can tell us all about how it is that you're not just a race car driver and a car salesman, but you're also a pilot as well.
Sounds good. Let's check it out.
Let's go. This is the toy shed. This is where all the good stuff is.
That's right.
Okay, so tell me what we've got here.
Yeah, so we've got a few different things, the toy shed or fun shed, I guess, but these are just 2-seater and a 4-seater, and pretty much the Lancer here on my right is my plane, so I bought it at the end of last year, and the one behind us was a project I bought about a year and a half ago, and hasn't really come to, so so that'll be a project for a fair few years, I think, but yeah, we love our flying. I think we bought our first aircraft, did about probably 8 years ago now, and we've sort of, like the car game, bought and sold. I think we've had 13 aircraft now, so just kept having different ones, and yeah, so it's sort of just something we really enjoy. It once again takes your mind off things. You get to go out for a fly. Me and my brother, used to go out and jump in one each and go cruise around with each other and do that to build our hours up and keep current in the planes, and we did that for a long time, and Tim's moved on to bigger, better things. He's in jets now, and yeah, I'm still cruising around trying to work it all out. So
where did the passion for this start? Was it with your dad? How did you actually get into flying? When did you get your license? Yeah, it was a weird thing. So my dad actually, a very weird story, my dad actually loved remote control planes when he was young, and I guess worked through with the business the opportunity to buy one, and he bought a plane on eBay, much to Mum's disgust, never seen it. From there, my brother got his license. He wanted to fly planes, and he had his for about 2 years, and then I started to get more and more interested in it, flying with Tim, and thought, there's a great opportunity if the racing works out to be able to fly myself there. So with having the plane, I did my license, and then, I don't know, just during doing my license, I sort of did it because the opportunity was there, but during doing my license, I think I started to enjoy it a lot more and wanted to do a lot more of it. So yeah, it just built from there, the passion, and then went from me, once I was able to buying I guess I bought the kit to build up because it was cheap, and then be able to build up and buy the plane I wanted, which is the Lancer 4. I've been flying around a lot lately. So tell us a little bit about this aircraft then. Yeah, so this one, another funny story, I was, when I got my back surgery last year before Gold Coast, I was lying in hospital after my surgery, and I couldn't do anything, and I thought, I want a Lancer 4, I'm going to find out how. So you can look up everyone that's registered in Australia, and I found this one hadn't flown for 5 years. I was like, the guy, I want to sell that. So found him on Instagram, messaged him, we got talking for 3 days. He watched Supercars and was interested, and after 3 days of me bugging him, he said, yeah, I'm living in Thailand. This is where it is. If you pay me this, you can have it. So I paid him. I hadn't even seen the aircraft. Went down, opened the doors, and there it was. So that was literally how it came about. Just me lying in hospital thinking that's what I want, and it'll get me round to events. So it's one of the fastest piston engine aircraft in the world. So I can get from Toowoomba to Bathurst in about an hour and 20 minutes. Wow. So it's quite good. So what's top speed? About, well, we work in knots, so generally you're sitting on about 260 to 70 knots, which that'd be just over 400 k an hour, 450 k an hour. Wow. Yeah, okay. So moves along quite well. I just get the feeling too that ethos around, if there's something that you want, you're prepared to do whatever it takes to get it. You've been able to apply that in all facets of your life. Yep, true pretty story. Much. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Where does that come from? Well, probably from mum and dad. You've got to work for what you got at the end of the day. If you want something, you've got to work hard for it. And I guess I've tried putting that into everything in my life. So tell me about the fun part of this. What makes it fun for you? I'm not really sure, to be honest. It's probably a bit of a turn off. You just get up there and you're thinking about the flying, and it's quite enjoyable and all of that. So a bit of an escape, but also, I've done my aerobatic endorsements. So I used to go and do a fair bit of aerobatics, and we can, do rolls in this sort of plane as well. So go and enjoy it. But yeah, it's also having, you can go so many places. The opportunities are endless. So at the end of the day, we don't go overseas as a family, but a lot of Sundays when I got my license, we'd go down to Byron Bay for Sunday, have lunch down there and have a swim, and you can just, it opens up the, not the world, but Australia so much, to be down in, went down to Cessnock last weekend, an hour and 15 minutes to the Hunter Valley wine area there. It just opens up such a
so many places you can go. So I enjoy that side of it, and yeah, just enjoy flying around and having that available.
And a passion shared with your brother Tim, who, as you said, is a commercial pilot. What's it like flying with him? Is he kind to you? Does he give you a few tips?
No, he's terrible. I told you that just before this, but yeah, no, I don't know if I enjoy flying with Tim. I'll fly with Tim if I'm not flying, but he's a commercial pilot, and everything's to the T, and maybe for me, I'm not quite there yet. So he's always up me about something, and yeah, it's always a bit of fun, but we always have a bit of a laugh about it.